If you're 6'3" like me and 17, 18 stone, and you like to stand up for yourself, you're gonna get into trouble, aren't you? But I wasn't bothered about fighting. I thought I'll have a fight with anybody. Win, lose or draw, I'm out there. Shirt off, done and dusted. You know, what can you get? A few cuts and bruises, maybe on tooth missing, sprained nose or something. Man got cheeky to me, he was getting it. Right hand straight.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't think I let myself down there, but I didn't want to get in the ring to then have a roll around. Didn't fancy it, but I was looking around for you. Even you missed.
I worked all my life as a boxer to get to this point. I'm the #1 challenger, mandatory challenger. He said, I'll never get this slot again. I'll fight and I'll still beat him. No matter how I feel on the night, I won't feel like I'm a machine. Can anybody question who I am here? If I say, come on, we're fighting, man.
The DAZN official face-off between John Fury and Carl Froch was explosive. Heated words flew as both men stared each other down, showing raw tension and intensity. This clash immediately set the tone for a fierce showdown, proving why fans are buzzing for this epic confrontation.
Certainly, that's me. I change in seconds, you know what I'm saying? I can go from being like this to being the wildest person in the world in about a second and a half.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just how I am, you know, and things do. If I'm around rowdiness, I'm fighting.
Carl Froch just went full John Fury mode, and it's absolutely wild to watch. The former super middleweight champion is channeling Big John's gypsy warrior energy, throwing out outrageous challenges and matching that unfiltered intensity that made the Fury patriarch a household name. But here's what's fascinating about this whole situation. Froch isn't just copying Fury's style, he's weaponizing it. The Cobra knows exactly what he's doing. He studied how John Fury commands attention, how he gets under people's skin, and how he turns every confrontation into must-see television. And now Froch is using those same tactics while keeping his own razor-sharp edge that made him one of the most feared fighters of his generation.
Yeah. Anybody over 50, I'll fight him, because I'm a fighting man. Any man born from his mother, I'll fight him. Over 50 years old, on the hard road, in the ring, in the pub, in the back of a gypsy caravan site. You're not a fighting man, because I'll have a fight with you. I'll fight you for a fiver, I'll beat you for a tenner. I'll do you both for 15. Whew, I've got to take a breather.
What makes this even more incredible is that John Fury isn't backing down 1 inch. The man is staying completely true to his gypsy roots and that raw authenticity that either makes you love him or drives you absolutely crazy. There's no fake persona here, no manufactured drama for the cameras. This is pure, unfiltered Big John showing the world he doesn't need anyone's permission to dominate whatever space he walks into. And you know what's wild? He's actually thriving under this pressure. While most people would try to tone it down or play it safe, John Fury is doubling down on everything that makes him controversial. The man is embracing the chaos because he knows chaos is where he operates best.
I apologise to people for my behaviour, but I can't act. I'm not an actor. You know, I'm not a gentleman or I'd be relation to gentry around here or in England, but I'm not.
But here's where things get absolutely insane. Both of these men are going completely all out in their training camps. Carl Froch's strength and precision are obvious to anyone watching, but John Fury is proving he's no joke either, pushing his limits with that old-school gypsy training style that would break most professional athletes. We're talking about a level of intensity that's off the charts. Froch is hitting the gym with the same dedication that made him a world champion, while John Fury is training like his family's honor depends on it. Because let's be honest, for John Fury, it probably does. This isn't just about winning a fight. This is about proving that the Fury name means something. That respect isn't given. It's earned through blood, sweat, and sheer determination.
Who was it? Who was it that did that to? Because that Cuban did it to me, didn't he, in Ireland? Yeah. A tap pump. It was fucking brilliant. Louis Garcia.
Go on, son! Get it till it done! Show it his boss! Come on! Come on, John!
And get this, John Fury's training regimen is absolutely bonkers. The man is running bare knuckle, demolishing heavy bags, chopping trees like some kind of warrior from another century, and literally surviving off the land. This isn't your typical boxing camp with nutritionists and recovery specialists. This is primal, old-school preparation that would make Rocky Balboa look soft. While Carl Froch is undoubtedly strong and technically superior, John's relentless, almost obsessive preparation proves he's not planning to be anyone's easy night at the office. The man is pushing himself beyond normal human limits because he knows he needs every possible advantage against a former world champion who's forgotten more about fighting than most people ever learn.
Another running video this morning, but not just a running video. I'm going to be the first man to fight a 3-time Hall of Famer. We're just doing it myself. John Fury style. Running, bare knuckle, heavy bag, eating, living in the woods, chopping trees, eating the filth of the earth. I'm doing it gypsy style. And I'm going to prove to everybody out there.
Now here's the kicker that nobody's talking about. David Haye just dropped some serious knowledge about the hidden danger John Fury brings to this fight. While everyone's focused on Carl Froch's championship pedigree and technical skills, Haye's highlighting something that could change everything: John Fury's raw, devastating power. This isn't just about technique versus technique anymore. We're looking at a collision between refined skill and pure, unfiltered destruction. Haye knows what he's talking about. The man fought at the highest levels, and he's seeing something in John Fury that the casual fans are missing. That power, combined with John's complete unpredictability, creates the kind of dangerous situation where anything can happen in the blink of an eye.
He hits harder than people expect, I think a lot of people, obviously, they pick up on his boxing and how good of a boxer he is, but he hits harder than people expect.
Eddie Hearn perfectly captured what makes this whole situation so explosive when he broke down the psychology behind this matchup. Carl Froch's experience and ring intelligence make him dangerous in any situation. The man didn't become a world champion by accident. But John Fury's sheer size, combined with that gypsy unpredictability that runs in his blood, means we're looking at a fight where the script could get thrown out the window at any moment. This isn't just skill versus strength, though that's part of it. This is a full-blown psychological warfare situation where Carl's surgical precision is going up against John's raw emotional power. Hearn understands that fans should expect sparks flying from the opening bell, punches landing where nobody expects them, and both men pushing each other to places they've never been before. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
I would never back against Carl Froch on the cobbles. Ever. But John Fury's a big old lump. There'll be some illegal moves in there. Do you know what I mean? But if they ever get close, Carl will be swinging.
But wait, it gets even better. Carl Froch is not holding back with his words, and he's showing exactly why he earned the nickname, the Cobra, during his championship reign. His precision, discipline, and unshakable confidence are on full display, and he's making it crystal clear that John Fury's intimidation tactics aren't going to work on him. Every word out of Froch's mouth is calculated, razor-sharp, and designed to get under John's skin while showing the world that he's mentally prepared to dominate this fight. While John Fury relies on chaos, size, and that explosive power we just talked about, Froch is bringing strategy, experience, and ruthless intent to the table. This is shaping up to be the ultimate clash of fighting philosophies, brute force meeting surgical intelligence, in what could be one of the most unpredictable fights we've seen in years.
I feel like I might be the chosen one. I feel like it might be my job to finally shut this big gobshite up. All he does is run around, running his mouth, beating his chest, the ultimate man and all that bollocks. So John, for one final time, listen to me so it goes into that thick skull. I accept your challenge, but know one thing. When that first bell goes, I'm going to come over to your corner and absolutely stick it on you, Cobra style, and set about you and make a mess of you. You know why? Because you're a bully and you need putting in your place. You're a bully and you're making a mockery.
Johnny Nelson absolutely nailed it when he broke down the energy and tension surrounding this entire situation. John Fury's wild antics and larger-than-life personality sparked this fire, but everyone in the boxing world knows that Carl Froch is the one with the skills to land the decisive, fight-ending shots. The contrast is absolutely perfect for television Froch's reputation as a disciplined, technical destroyer going up against John's completely unpredictable emotional fighting style. Fans aren't just drawn to the skill level here. They're hooked on the drama of watching two completely different personalities and fighting philosophies collide in what promises to be an absolute war. The press can't get enough of this story. The public is buzzing with anticipation, and Nelson's commentary emphasizes that this transcends normal boxing promotion. We're watching showmanship, intimidation, and psychological warfare all rolled into one explosive package.
Froch. Share Froch on fighting because I'm quite sure Carl's going to rip the life out of John after today. I think John did a job. John did a job and got the excitement going, got people talking. That's exactly what he.
Here's where things get absolutely wild. Oladipo's observations highlight just how dangerous and unpredictable this situation has become. John Fury's aggression isn't an act for the cameras. It's real, raw, and completely unpredictable. The man has shown repeatedly that he's willing to physically confront anyone he feels has disrespected him or his family, consequences be damned. While Carl Froch maintains that calm, controlled demeanor that served him so well during his championship career, John brings chaotic energy that makes every single interaction feel like it could explode into violence at any second. This face-off isn't just about trash talk and media obligations. We're watching real emotion and genuine animosity building to a boiling point. Depot's insights remind us that John's unpredictability, combined with Froch's championship-level experience, creates the perfect storm for an unforgettable showdown that's as much theater as it is sport.
I mean, John Fury looked like he was trying to fight Carl Froch. Obviously, Carl has said a few things about John Fury over the last few months, and John Fury, being John Fury, went straight for him. I'm not quite sure what he was going to do if he got to him, but I guess that was the entertainment from the press conference.
Adam Smith breaks down the psychological warfare with perfect clarity, and what he's seeing should have fight fans absolutely pumped. Carl Froch's calculated words have clearly gotten under John Fury's skin, and John is responding with that raw aggression and readiness to fight that makes him so dangerous and unpredictable. This isn't just about technical skills or physical strength anymore. We're watching two powerful personalities clash in a high-stakes confrontation where neither man is willing to back down an inch. Both fighters are thriving in this chaos, but for completely different reasons. Froch feeds off the mental chess match, using his experience and tactical knowledge to stay one step ahead. John Fury, on the other hand, gets stronger and more dangerous as things get more chaotic and emotional. Smith reminds us that while this conflict is deadly serious, both men also genuinely enjoy the fight game, which creates this electrifying combination of passion, skill, and pure entertainment that you just can't manufacture.
Having a go at the Furies probably over his time on his channel, maybe, I'm guessing, and John didn't like that and wants to have a fight with him, something like that.
It was something like that. I don't think he was necessarily turning down a fight.
What I do know is that John Fury and Carl Froch on the cobbles will be fun. I think they both have.
Liam Goff perfectly captures the complex dynamic that makes this matchup so compelling to watch. John Fury is bringing that same raw, unpredictable energy that made him a legend in bare-knuckle circles, his aggression fueled by those protective instincts over his family, and that gypsy pride that runs deeper than most people understand. Meanwhile, Carl Froch is approaching everything with the sharp intelligence and calculated precision that made him one of the most successful British boxers of all time. The talk of exhibition or charity fights shows Froch's strategic thinking. He's willing to control the narrative and dictate terms because he understands the business side of boxing as well as the fighting side. What we're witnessing is a true clash of cultures and fighting philosophies. John's raw ferocity and complete unpredictability going up against Froch's tactical brilliance and championship experience. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the potential for absolute chaos is through the roof, making every word, every glance, and every move count in this high-stakes psychological battle.
He was doing that and goading Carl Froch, and I know John Fury doesn't like Carl Froch. Carl Froch mentions him, although I haven't really watched much of Carl Froch's videos lately. But Carl Froch, I know, has mentioned John Fury in the past. He's had a go with John Fury. They actually talked about having an actual, was it an exhibition or a boxing type match? And John Fury, any man, any time, was saying words to the effect of, "Oh, I'll fight you, Carl Froch, but the money has to be right." And Carl Froch basically said, "All right, well, if we arrange payment, it can go to..."
Gareth Davies laid bare the emotional intensity that's driving John Fury in this whole situation. And it's something that goes way deeper than just wanting to win a fight. Those protective instincts over his son Tyson fuel a level of passion and aggression that few men can match. And it's obvious he takes every challenge personally, especially from someone like Carl Froch, who isn't afraid to push back and test those boundaries. Froch, by contrast, is thriving on the mental aspect of this whole buildup. using calculated taunts and psychological pressure while maintaining that ice-cold composure that served him so well during his championship career. This creates an incredibly volatile dynamic where John's emotional fire is constantly being tested against Froch's calculated precision and championship-level mental toughness. Every single interaction between these two carries massive weight, and fans are getting a front-row seat to a unique clash where brute strength, raw emotion, tactical skill, and psychological warfare are all converging into what's shaping up to be far more than just a promotional event. This is a real-life, high-stakes showdown that could explode in any direction.
What John does, he's very, very, very passionate around his sons when they're fighting, and it gets something out of him. I spoke to him, right, literally face to face, and I said, well, you know, what is upset? He said, I don't want people calling me out because I'll take any man.
Shane Fury offers a perspective that highlights the generational intensity and street-level reality that makes this feud so compelling to watch. Online trash talk and social media beef only go so far, but when John Fury is standing face-to-face with someone, the stakes and tension escalate to a completely different level. The man is about action, not just words, and that explains the fearlessness and complete unpredictability he brings into every confrontation he's ever been part of. Carl Froch, conversely, is using his intellect, perfect timing, and decades of elite-level experience to counter John's raw aggression with surgical precision. This dynamic creates the perfect storm, John's unfiltered, instinctive force going up against Froch's calculated composure and championship mindset. Shane's insights remind fight fans that this is as much about character, courage, and heart as it is about punches, strategy, and technical skills. Every face-off, every movement, every carefully chosen word carries massive weight, ensuring that both fighters are being mentally and physically tested from the very first moment they step into the same room.
Feel like you can talk about someone online and do videos, but not expect someone to say anything when you see someone. So I don't know. Listen, my dad's got his ways and his points, and 90% of the time he's half right, but listen.
The commentary around this whole situation adds some levity, but it also underscores the wild, larger-than-life personality that makes John Fury such a compelling figure in the boxing world. His antics, his audacity, and that completely unfiltered nature make him both incredibly entertaining and absolutely unpredictable. We're talking about a man who commands attention whether he's in the ring, at a press conference, or just walking down the street. While Carl Froch represents focused discipline and razor-sharp mental preparation, John brings pure chaos and natural charisma that creates the perfect storm to unsettle any opponent, no matter how experienced they are. Fight fans watching this build-up can't help but be drawn to John's raw energy and completely unorthodox approach, which creates this incredible contrast with Froch's skillful, tactical brilliance. This combination of unpredictability and championship-level experience is creating a spectacle that's part sport, part drama, and pure adrenaline-fueled excitement from start to finish. Every single moment feels like it could produce fireworks, proving that this isn't just another face-off or promotional event. This is entertainment that could explode into violence at any second.
Father of the king of the world. I think he's referring to Tyson Fury. You know, when you have kids, you know, most people, when they want to talk about their children, they might pull their mobile phone out and show a few pictures. Big John just shows you his balls. That's where they came from. If there's anyone who needs a Manscaped advert, it's fucking John Fury.
This official face-off between John Fury and Carl Froch has set the stage for what could be one of the most intense and unpredictable showdowns boxing fans have witnessed in years. On one side, John Fury brings that unfiltered aggression, devastating raw power, and gypsy-style unpredictability that keeps every opponent guessing and every fan on the edge of their seats. On the other side, Carl Froch brings surgical precision, tactical brilliance honed over decades, and championship-level ring experience that few fighters in history can match. The psychological implications are massive. If Froch wins, it's a statement that skill, strategy, and mental toughness can contain even the most chaotic force. But if John Fury shocks the world, it proves that raw willpower, heart, and that unstoppable fighting spirit can overcome any technical advantage. The mental game is where this gets really interesting. Froch is razor-sharp and calculated, but John Fury's passion and complete fearlessness create variables that no amount of preparation can fully account for. So here's my question for you. Who do you think wants it more? Who can control the chaos when these two finally step into the ring? and who walks away standing when the smoke clears. Drop your predictions in the comments below, join the debate, and tell us who you think comes out on top in this ultimate clash of styles. If this breakdown helped you understand what's really at stake here, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more boxing breakdowns, and hit that notification bell because this story is just getting started. I'll see you in the next one. But here's what nobody's talking about that could change everything. The mental pressure is starting to show cracks in ways that most people are missing completely. Carl Froch has been in championship fights where millions of people are watching, where one mistake costs you everything, and that kind of pressure either breaks you or makes you unbreakable. John Fury, though, has never experienced anything close to this level of scrutiny and media attention focused solely on his performance. Every word he says is being analyzed, every move is being recorded, and suddenly the man who thrives on chaos is finding himself in a structured, high-pressure environment that plays directly into Froch's wheelhouse. The training footage we're seeing tells a completely different story than what both camps are putting out publicly. Froch's sparring sessions show a man who's not just maintaining his championship form, he's actually improving, sharpening skills that were already deadly, and adding new dimensions to his game that we never saw during his title reign. Meanwhile, John Fury's camp is doing everything they can to keep his preparation under wraps, which either means they've got something incredible to hide, or they're desperately trying to mask the fact that his age and lack of professional experience are starting to show under this intense preparation schedule. What's absolutely fascinating is how this whole situation is exposing the different ways these men handle pressure and expectations. Froch gets more focused, more precise, more dangerous as the stakes get higher. It's like watching a predator lock onto its target with laser-like intensity. John Fury, on the other hand, seems to get more unpredictable and emotional as the pressure builds, which could either make him incredibly dangerous or completely self-destructive when they finally step into that ring together. The betting odds are starting to shift in ways that should have everyone paying attention, because the smart money is recognizing something that casual fans are missing. While John Fury's size and raw power make him dangerous in any scenario, the professionals who understand fighting at the highest levels are backing Froch's experience, ring IQ, and proven ability to perform under pressure. But here's the kicker, those same odds are creating incredible value for anyone brave enough to bet on John Fury pulling off what would be the upset of the decade. And here's the detail that's going to make this fight absolutely explosive. Both men are now training like their entire legacy depends on this one moment. For Froch, this is about proving that championship-level skill never really leaves you, that he can still dominate anyone who steps up to challenge him. For John Fury, this is about validating everything he's ever said about the fighting spirit that runs in his family, proving that the Fury name means something beyond just Tyson's accomplishments. When you have two men with that much on the line, that much pride at stake, and that much genuine animosity building between them, you're guaranteed fireworks from the opening bell to the final second.